Here we go, here's the official start or finish, depending which way you go, of the Pembrokeshire Coast Path. Let's have a look. So we're starting south to north, and we're going to be heading all the way around there. So we've got 186 miles, and I've got 10 days to complete this. So I've got to do at least a minimum of 18.6 miles a day. And this is the coastline. You can see heading in that direction over to Saundersfoot and round to Tenby. So let's get started. So I've started the route in Amroth, going south to north, because apparently the wind's more behind you then. There should be a nice easy float along. Well, I did do a little bit of research. I haven't planned much at all or anything on this, apart from downloading the maps, but did do a little bit of research in case there was any closures. And the very start, I think there's a tunnel that's had a bit of a landslide, so I think we've got to get around that. But it's like 6:30 in the morning, so I'm going to get a good few miles in. It's about 7 miles to Tenby, and then I'm going to stop and have a bit of breakfast there before cracking on. But the goal is to hit 18.6 miles a day minimum, and that will get me done in the 10 days, because I don't have any longer than that. In this video I'm going to try and show you as much of the experience as possible, like where I've camped, where I've got food from, what the route's like, and I'll show you what kit I'm using and what it performs like over the next 10 days. There's a little fish filled with plastic bottles off the beach. That's handy. There's a little public toilet here at the start. You can have your final nervous wee before you set off. This little acorn is the sign that's on all the national trails, so we're going to be following that. This route also is part of the Wales Coast Path, but as long as the ocean stays on my left, I think it'll be alright. It's funny, at the start of these trails I always get a good mix of emotions, the excitement to see what's coming up, but also a bit of nerves as to having not planned anything. You've got to find where you're camping, find your food. But I kind of like winging it, because it really does add to for me, it adds to the sense of achievement at the end if I've managed to survive. So it's going to be windy. You can already tell it's going to be a windy hike. So hopefully you can hear the sound on this. I use a little GoPro to film, so fingers crossed. So I've downloaded the route on the app called Hiker, and basically that's got my whole trail downloaded in one go. The Hiker app's really handy because you can actually overlay it with all of it will show you like where all the campsites are, where the water supplies are, where the shops are on the route or near to the route. So I've been using that one for a while, and when you download it, if you've got no signal, that one still seems to work, whereas other ones I've used, often you go to load it up and you got no map. There's a little campsite there at Wiseman's Bridge. If you were starting quite late in the afternoon, you could do a few miles, camp there, and then crack on in the morning. There's a little map here of Saundersfoot Bay. We're there. Unfortunately, this section, there's been a landslide, so these tunnels are closed. I just spoke to a lady who said there's a cliff walk that you can do to get around the closed tunnels, but she said it's so boggy it will take ages. So she pointed me in the direction of this road that just quickly sort of skirts out, well, inland and back round. So it was a big hill though, straight up this road, but I'm just heading along here. Just walking along the beach. Love this. I think at the start of this trail, going this way, you're spoiled with towns. You've got villages and towns along the coast for the first sort of day, and then it quietens down a little bit after that. The handy thing is, if you forgot something, then at least you can probably pick it up from one of these places. Is it too early to stop for a bacon sandwich? Should we just enjoy ourselves, have a nice coffee? We'll be quick. Oh. This real spot. So in Saundersfoot you've got a little spa shop. There's even a little camping shop over there, so if you forget anything, stock up there. There's a good chance we might see some dolphins on this hike because apparently there's a lot around the Pembrokeshire coast, and there's a little island a bit further up that apparently has puffins on it as well. I don't know if I'll be able to see them from the coast, but we'll look out for them. I think there'll be a lot to see on this route. I keep saying it, but I'm super excited. And just look at this, through the woodlands, beautiful beaches down there. Oh, love it. Got 10 days of this. I mean, let's not forget I'm feeling fresh at the moment. Might be tears in a few days, but let's enjoy it while we can. Just got a view of Tenby. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but Tenby's the town with all the colourful houses. You would recognise it if you've not been there. It's amazing. I can't wait to get there. I'm not doing that again. No up steps. Time to unleash the walking sticks because it's hilly. Up and down, up and down. I've been using these Lecky Heat Freeze for a while, and they're extendable. They've been really good. Just bumped into a guy called Chris. I didn't manage to capture him on camera, but he's walking the entire coast of Britain. He's like 3,000 miles in or something, and he's halfway. Really nice chap. I think his Instagram or something was Walk the Edge MCF. So he's raising money for charity. When I see people doing stuff like that, it does gives me the urge. I'm like, oh, could I go and do that? Live out my backpack for probably best part of, I don't know, what would that take? A couple of years? Fair play, man. Fair play. Oh, right, we're coming into Tenby. Just looking back across Tenby Beach, looks amazing. Tenby has got literally everything you need. Hiking shops, co-op, Tesco Express, place to stay. I wish if I had more time I'd have stayed here for a while, but I need to get a move on. I need to do at least another 10 miles or so today. I've done 8 and a bit so far, but I've just grabbed some extra supplies just because the next few days we're going to struggle to get any, so just some random stuff like noodles and breakfast biscuits. So we're stocked up and we're ready to go. Look at this, look at the colour of these buildings. Coming out of Tenby, we've got a couple of miles along the beach, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a Friday, so it's getting quite busy up here, but there's this section, well, the next section is into a bit of a firing range. I need to also got signal, have a quick look to see if they're firing. If they are, I'll have to take a detour, but hopefully not. But midweek, I think a lot of the ranges on the Pembrokeshire Coast Path get used, so got to really check. Probably a bit more in advance than me, but I didn't have any other choice than walking this way today. So yeah, have a look at these, some sea caves. Right, get my phone out and have a quick look. Live firing 13th to the 17th, 20th to the 24th. It's the 31st of May today, so should we go for it? That's me tent set up for the night. Just kidding. Here's the start of the firing range. There's no red flags, so we're going for it. I've just come down into Lidstead Beach and seen a little manor house. I'm going to see if we can get a coffee. Anyone here? Turns out it's actually a Haven holiday park, so I just got a Coke, coffee, like a prawn cocktail and a bit of shade for a minute. Oh, I just found a tick. Luckily I managed to get him off before he'd actually started biting, but I've been walking through a lot of heather, so especially with shorts I'm going to be checking all the time for ticks, really, because I don't want to be dealing with them. They do tend to go up your sort of warm crevices, like back of your knees, your where your manhood is, and they sort of bury themselves in there. So each night it's definitely worth having like a strip off in the shower or wherever you're in your tent or whatever, and check all your areas for ticks. I've only had to, in my whole time hiking, I've only had to take 2 out, I think. I have a little tick card that you remove it with. So just keeping an eye on it before they actually get inside you. Get inside you. Gross. The trail's so well signposted. There seems to be quite a lot of new signage as well, so it's pretty handy. And I've got a bit of an issue so far. My chunky legs are rubbing together pretty vigorously. So I've just stuck a bit of zinc tape over where it's rubbing, and it's actually helping. But I think I might have to cut the little liner pant things out of these shorts and wear my boxer shorts to help stop the rubbing. But it's just a reality of doing a lot of mileage. Oh, look at this little section, this is lovely. Few steps down, but it's worth it because there's the church door, it's called, down here, big hole in the rock, and it looks pretty cool. I don't know how have I got this whole place to myself. So that's called the church door, big hole in the rock. Only downside, I've got to get back up them steps now. I'm going to stay here for a minute though and just enjoy this. I'm doing well on miles, probably got about another 5 or 6 miles to do this afternoon, so I can relax a little bit and just enjoy it. That's what I'm here for. One of my most recent purchases was this little Thermarest sit mat. It weighs like 50 grams, and I just thought, for sitting on rocks and stuff, and it's a good little kind of rest for my gear inside my tent. So it's about 19 quid or something like that, and it's comfy. Oh, I thought I saw a seal then. These little, what are they called? High 5 hydration tablets. They've got a bit of electrolytes, and just drop them into your water. I've found in the past, drinking them on the warmer days, it stops me needing to drink as much, so save a bit of water, save carrying so much, and they don't take up much room. Good day. You're not going to believe this. Just walked halfway up them steps. I thought, where's my sticks? Left them at the bottom. What an idiot. Always look back and check before you leave your spot. I always do that, but this one time I didn't, and I left something. So always quick check before you go. There they are. It looks like there's a huge campsite right above church door, so that's about 14 miles in, which if you were doing it over a few more days, wouldn't be a bad little spot to camp. Right, we're cracking on. We've got probably 4 or 5 more miles over to Freshwater East, and it's such a lovely day. Bit of a nice breeze, but it's hot. T-shirt, I've gone for a merino wool. It's quite expensive, to be honest, but I have found, even though you sweat a lot, it dries really fast, and in the past you can kind of wear it for a few days and somehow it doesn't really smell, even though I stink, but the t-shirt doesn't. And then when I hand wash it, it dries pretty quick as well, so it's quite a good option. It's just really comfy. Just walking alongside some sort of army camp at the moment, which would make sense with all the firing ranges. shade. Something I like to do every so often, stop, take my shoes off, take my socks off, let my feet dry out, and I never seem to have to deal with blisters by doing that, keeping my feet dry. And to be honest, look at this spot. You've got to stop here for a bit, look at that. Oh, so far so good on this walk, absolutely loving it. And just about to see hill in the distance. Over the back of there is Freshwater East, and that's where I'm going to look to camp. It's only sort of mid-afternoon, so I might be able to go for a little dip and chill out, sort all my kit out. The Topo Ultra Venture Freeze. I wore them on my recent Rivers Way hike and they were brilliant. So wide toe box, super comfy, a bit more cushion than my Ultras that I used to wear, and yeah, so far so good. So this is Freshwater East beach, and it's pretty busy, but it's a really nice beach, so I can see why. Right, let's find this campsite. Just had to come up a right hill to get up to Freshwater, but I've just spotted some tents here. So I'm gonna see if this is a little campsite. It'd be nice to have a shower. I've been sweaty buckets all day. Campsite users only. Yeah, there's loads of room, look. The lady's just come out. It's 10 quid for the night, and it's got showers, drinking water, toilets, happy days. Right, my tent's set up. Tell you what, it's kicked in, I'm pretty knackered. I've done about 19 miles, so pretty much bang on track. It was a right hill to get up to here at the end, so that just sort of finished me off. But I'm pretty much got everything set up, just got to get my sleeping bag out. I'm going to go have a shower. Tell you what, it's going to be a windy night. The tent's about bent in half. It keeps changing direction. I pitched it with the wind coming against the back because it's a lot more sturdy in the MSR tent, but then it's just turned to this side now. But it'll be a good tester for it. Tell you what does help when it's super windy on one side, I get a trekking pole and then basically add another wall to the tent. I'll put that in there, pull it, and that just holds that back. To be fair, do that on both sides. And it's windy out there, and the tent's really holding pretty solid. Hopefully it don't rip. Oh yeah, that was a lovely shower. That's made a world of difference. Right, I'm going to talk more about my kit over the next couple of videos because I've already used way too much of my memory card for this one episode. So I am going to cook some food, have a bit of a chill for an hour or two, and then get to sleep. And I want to get up early and get moving in the morning, so I will see you in the morning.